So, good morning. It's Monday, the 11th of January, and the sun is shining this morning, which is lovely. So, welcome to Talking Cafe here in West Somerset. And we have two visitors today that are joining me. We have Gail and Maria from Navigate. So, I'm just going to get them to join us now. There we go. There's Gail and Maria. Hi. Welcome to Talking Cafe.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. That's okay. So how are you all feeling on this lovely sunny morning?
We're feeling good.
That's good. So would you like to tell us a little bit about what Navigate is? Is it a charity?
Yep, fairly new charity. It started out, Maria's can butt in and correct me when I get things wrong. It started out a few years ago as part of Wessex Resolutions, based in Taunton, but it's now a charity in its own right. And we work specifically with clients who have debt problems and mental health issues and can't access sort of mainstream advice or struggle. So one of our specialist sort of things is that we generally do home visits, and that's how we work with all of our clients.
Which is obviously very different at this present climate, isn't it?
Very. Yeah.
It's probably worth saying that it's the charity is made up of three organisations. We're actually both Gail and I work for Navigate Charity, but we have a partnership with Encompass, also with Mind in Somerset, and they provide the mental health support for our project. And the project is actually funded by British Gas.
Oh, okay.
So, as Gail said, we specifically, we look to work with those people who can't access mainstream services such as, the Citizens Advice Bureau because of their mental ill health or, physical issues.
So that must be very difficult then, mustn't it? If you've got somebody that's at home now, especially through this times, their mental health is going to be exaggerated probably more than usual. So it's all too easy maybe as well to get into more debt with what's going on, I suppose, at this present time.
It is. I mean, one of the real things that we've noticed through the whole year is an increase in online gambling, which you wouldn't necessarily know about, but obviously the sort of work that we're doing with clients, and it's been predominantly female clients.
Wow.
And it is because they're so geared up with all these chat rooms, and they make it seem like a real social thing. Join the party, and and we've had clients say to us, I've tried taking all the apps off my phone, and I've done, and they just get bombarded with emails. Oh, we've not seen you for a few days, and it's really easy to, that I know that GamCare say you set limits, but I think it's very difficult, especially people being stuck at home. And
so they've been trying to get support, like you say, from these chat rooms and not realising.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really hard, isn't it?
I think they're very good at enticing people in and keeping people once people have started. They'll often send out emails and things to say, here's we're going to give you another £50 voucher. Stay with us, thing. And they're it's not great.
So how can people refer them? What's the way if somebody's watching today and they realise that they're really stuck in debt, and they don't really know where to turn to, and like you say, they can't pick up the phone and speak to Citizens Advice. Maybe they have got support from Mind, maybe, but like you say, how could they refer to you if they're worried about, and sometimes people do spend a lot over Christmas, and come January they think, wow, look at the debt that I'm in now on that credit card or debit card even.
There's a couple of ways. People can refer themselves. They can go onto the website www.navigatecharity.org.uk, and there is a referral form on there, so people can self-refer, or with people's permission and consent, obviously. Other professionals, other people can refer people in. Also take telephone referrals if people, no access to the internet, the telephone number is 01823 299 050. I don't know, Tracy, are you able to put a link for sort of a service leaflet or something if we could?
Yes, our admin for the Talking Cafe, Nicola, will be putting that up in the comments, so that will come up.
Right, because obviously people can have a look.
Yeah, we can then share this as well with other agencies and other groups as well on SafeBook. So there, yeah, she's just put it up there. So yeah, that's the web address. So that's brilliant.
Thank you.
So how is your job different at the moment then? Obviously, like you say, you would normally go on home visits, but you're not able to do that at the moment. So what's changed for you, as in you doing your job?
I think predominantly over the phone, although we use WhatsApp, which a lot of our clients seem to find easier than phone calls. And I think that's one of the hardest things, because one of the reasons we generally do home visits is because clients have found it difficult to access mainstream services, helplines, and going into an office. And suddenly we're kind of having to work in that same way, but be a bit more creative about it. Getting paperwork done obviously has been quite a hurdle, but we've managed to be a bit more flexible around getting paperwork back from clients, and it's working with other agencies and creditors that's been really the hardest part, I think.
Wow.
Getting information from them, it's because their customer service centres are reduced staff-wise, and so there have been delays in getting information back. But I think clients have kind of got more used to it, and regular phone calls just to check on them. Whereas we used to do most of our clients, we were visiting each week. So
I've just had one of my very dear friends have just put in the comments, I've never heard of Navigate, so this will be handy to know about the families I support if ever required. Thank you. Because Marion runs her own business, Growing Minds, which is very much for young families out and about in the outside. And yeah, she's managed to do that. So she works alongside a lot of families. So like you say, and be that difficult conversation that mum suddenly, will maybe speak to Marion and say, look, I've spent too much money over Christmas or whatever. I've got all this debt. I don't know what to do, So this is why it's really good to have Talking Cafe, to be able to share all these other charities and to get it out there so that people know about you.
I think it's worth it. We've had a few referrals from Home Start, which has been good.
Yeah.
It's probably worth saying that, just telling you the areas that we cover at the moment. We're currently covering West Somerset, North Devon and Mid Devon.
Wow, so that's a big area.
Over in Devon as well. So, but it's all on the website if anybody wants to go and have a look.
And I think although primarily we're about debt and working through debt, part of that whole process is also about looking at what benefits people have got coming in, if they're in receipt of benefits, and in maximising their income. So making sure that they're in receipt of the correct benefits, and if they're not, assisting them to make the application and supporting them with that.
One thing that we found actually is the universal credit. So what's happened a lot before Christmas, particularly with some of my clients, was the fact of that the universal credit payment was coming in, but obviously they had a lot of other stuff that they had to pay out, and the money that they're getting wasn't enough, and that's why they were needing food parcels from us on a regular basis. Now we seem to have sorted that out, which is good, but it's very hard, isn't it? The universal credit and the benefits, you're trying to make sure that everybody is on the right one, and obviously people that need PIP assessments, that's not happening now, so it's very difficult, isn't it?
I mean, universal credit, I think, has been so new, and because of last year, so many more. I think the number of people that applied for universal credit throughout the first lockdown last year doubled, certainly in West Somerset, and in a lot of regions. So the DWP did have to ship staff in other areas in order to process the applications. But I think they're on top of things now.
Yeah, I don't think there's as much a delay, but like you say,
Right.
certainly in the first lockdown, there was a massive delay, wasn't there? And I know clients were ringing us and saying, they're telling me it could take up to 3 months. I've got no money.
Yeah.
It's frightening, isn't it, really? But
Yeah.
that's why we have to look after them the best way we can. Like say with the food banks, we're so grateful for people that have donated to the food banks over this whole lockdown, really, to be honest, even from March. People have been very generous, and were even more generous at Christmas as well. So thank you to everybody that donated any food, or if you want to continue to donate to your local food banks, please do, because we are using them to help feed people. Nobody should go without food in this lockdown. It should, that's just not the right thing to do at all, is it?
No, and we do access those services. So we both access the frozen food parcels just before Christmas to make sure our clients had enough to tide them over, and we were able to get top-up vouchers for gas and electricity to make sure that they weren't going to run out over Christmas. And obviously that's all part of the whole package. So it's dealing with the debt, and it's looking at the finances and budgeting and having a look at where the money is going. That it quite often it is just simply because benefits aren't enough and clients are struggling. It's just not enough money to live on. But there can be other issues, if there are debts, especially if they're being paid directly from Universal Credit, you're already starting on a lower point. So we look at all of that, and the range of work we do is quite.
And it's really difficult, isn't it, for people to learn how to budget? It's very hard. With your shopping bill, you want to make sure that you're getting the right food for your children and things like that. But when you're on such a limited budget that maybe you've had a full-time job and now you're on Universal Credit, that's a massive dip, isn't it? And like you said, to mentally look after yourself as well as having to look after your young family, maybe, or your teenagers. And with homeschooling as well, that's an extra pressure that's now been put on them as well. So Marion, my friend, has just come back again. She said, is there any relevant charity like yours which covers the Taunton and Wellington area? I just heard you don't cover everywhere, sadly.
We cover West Somerset. So we cover Taunton.
Yeah, great. There you go, Marion. Gail covers Taunton.
We don't cover Taunton.
Sorry?
We don't cover Taunton. We cover as far. Well, we cover the
Somerset West and Taunton area.
It's only West Somerset.
Sorry, my apologies.
Yeah. There we go.
We cover so anybody who pays their council tax to West Somerset District Council, we would assist. We would be able to assist. Unfortunately, our Pacific project is not covering Taunton, but I know that Mind in Somerset do have some. They link in with the Citizens Vice Bureau over there, so they have
a advice team.
Yeah, and that information could be found on the Mind in Somerset website, which is really, really useful.
Marie's just said fabulous. That's really helpful. So she knows where to go to now. That's good.
Sorry. My geography is awful. Not anybody in the team.
I think I'm lucky enough to have worked, this patch for a long time, so I kind of know where the boundaries are. I think, for someone like Gail coming in, not from the area, knows the area, but not from the area. The boundaries and things are. I get lost when I'm over Devon way,
Yeah, so I'm just going to share this. So this is what Nicola has put on there for us. That's Hannah, sorry, not Nicola. So that's Mind in Somerset. So that's where that will cover Taunton and Wellington. So there we go.
And Citizens Advice in Taunton do have a debt team.
Yeah, brilliant. And Christians Against Poverty, they're the same, aren't they, as well?
They're a debt service. I know that they have a national number and you can contact them. I'm not sure what. I know that they do provide support locally, but I'm not entirely sure how to approach them. I think it is that you go through the national phone number.
So for us, it's better that we come through you anyway, isn't it? Obviously for West Somerset.
For West Somerset and bits of Devon.
Cool.
Some bits of Devon. Don't ask me which bits are north, west, or east.
Yeah, you just said your geography's not very good.
No, it's not.
Oh, brilliant.
I think it's probably worth mentioning the managing the money maze course as well, because that's again on the website. Navigate provide a budgeting course called managing the money maze.
Navigate the money maze.
Yeah, but they can't, obviously at the moment they're not able to go out and provide it. But we've got a lovely lady called Kim who will go out to organisations. I know she's been down to the Beach Hotel, down to the YMCA, and done a few courses. It's a really good interactive course, and it just teaches people about those basic budgeting skills, and Kim will tailor the course to different types of people. So, if she happens to be younger people, she'll tailor it. But it's definitely worth other organisations knowing about it, because it's I think it's just being accredited as well. So that's been really good for Navigate, that it's just been accredited, and
so that's
they're gonna really push it come the summer, once hopefully we'll all be able to meet up again and provide all these things. Yeah,
but that's nice to know though, because like you say, if we've got clients that we think that would be good for them, then obviously we can just, like you say, just start putting them on a waiting list. So when we are able to run that course, whatever, then so it's nice to know that and to be able to publicise it, because I think, like you say, when we are wanting to get out and about, people are going to want to be able to do something. So something like that sounds really good, because like we've said earlier, budgeting is really hard. So
and it's fun. It's a fun day. It's set up like a game, so
excellent.
It teaches you the consequences of your choices. So if you decide to spend your money on that, and then a few weeks later a bill comes in, and it is good fun. I know Kim has done things like taste testing before, so getting products from different supermarkets at different prices so people can have a taste, and so it comes into all of that budgeting around making choices over food. And
it's like you say with the supermarket as well, it's also knowing when they're going to put their prices down. You need to know, sort of say, right, 5 o'clock in the evening, I know I can go to one of the supermarkets and that'll be where the stuff is half price. That's how they can sort of save money, isn't it? Because they say sell by or use by, but a lot of it you've got a couple of days that you can use it for, haven't you? So the sun's coming in my eyes. It's blinded by the sun. There we go, that's a bit better. So so that sounds interesting. There's something to look forward to then, hopefully, when we can I will pass on to the other agents about that course. Margaret's just come on. Morning, Margaret. So Margaret is a volunteer in the Citizens Advice in West Somerset, and she says they also have a small debt team. And then there's we've just put in there obviously the links to the Christians Against Poverty previous Talking Cafe session that they did just before Christmas. So that's nice to know. I'm just reading what Marian's put in there as well. Back to homeschooling, great subject and super informative. Thank you, ladies. There you go. So Marian's saying great. She's back to her homeschooling now.
Best of luck with that. I don't envy anybody who's trying to do that at the moment.
No.
I couldn't do it.
No, me neither.
I'm so glad that my children are grown up.
Yeah.
I don't envy anybody having to homeschool. Not at all. But ladies, it's been lovely to see you this morning, and thank you so much for joining us. And like we say, everybody, navigate. It's all in the comments on the right-hand side, and we'll make sure that we share this Facebook with all our other groups and everything, so this will help other people that might not be feeling too good today, because maybe debt from Christmas has sort of overwhelmed them a little bit. And hopefully nothing to be scared of. You know, you're not going to be judged. Just literally self-refer yourself, or come through one of the village agents. We can refer it, you know, we can have a telephone conversation with you. Or if you like, you know, you can have a telephone conversation with Maria or Gail and do it over the phone if you don't want to do it online. But we're all here to help each other and everybody else. So have a good day, everybody, and we'll see you in a few weeks' time. All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.